tell Kelsey to say Eric always wanted Kouri to go down for him. When you talk to Ronnie, again, this is her brother. When you talk to Ronnie about this, meet up with him in person. I worry sometimes your house and phone are bugged. There are pictures in my phone of Eric passed out on the floor or chair. Oh no. Do we have the Depp v. Heard situation again where we have a wife who's just getting ready to... She probably thinks she's Cersei, man. I'm sorry, you're not a Cersei. You're like, Cersei's like a tier S villain. This one is like, I don't know, I give her like a D or something. Have Allie talk about how the sisters would have always been jealous of me because anything they could do, Kouri could do better. I'm so sorry. I want to talk about the Kouri Richins letter. If you guys forgot who Kouri Richins was, she is the mom or widow who wrote a book for her children about grief. She's now been accused of murdering her husband with fentanyl by putting it in his Moscow meal about a year and a half ago. So she's currently being held right now. And yeah, there's been, oh man, there's a lot going on with this woman. On March 4th, 2022 at 3:22 hours, Summit County Sheriff's deputies and EMS staff responded to a residence located at 32282 Willow Court in Summit County on the report of an unresponsive male. When they arrived, they found Eric Richins on the floor at the foot of his bed. Life-saving measures were attempted. Oh, sorry, is it cut off? Life-saving measures were attempted, but Eric was declared deceased. During interviews with the deceased wife, the defendant Kouri Richins, she stated that around 2100 hours, so 9 a.m., that she and Eric were celebrating the defendant's closing on a house for her business. Defendant stated that she made Eric a Moscow meal in the kitchen and brought it to the bedroom where Eric consumed it while sitting in bed. The only people in the house were defendant, Eric, and their children. Defendant stated that she went to bed and shortly after went to sleep with one of the children in the children's bedroom because the child was having a night terror. Defendant said that she woke around 3 a.m. and came back to her in Eric's bedroom. She felt Eric and he was cold to the touch. That is when the defendant called 911. Defendant told law enforcement that when she left her room to go to her child's room, she left her phone plugged in next to her bed and did not take it to the child's room. However, between when the defendant said she was in the child's room and when she called 911, the status on her phone shows that it was locked and unlocked multiple times and that there was movements recorded on the phone. I wonder if she's going to later on say, maybe she'll testify and she'll just be like, oh, well, it wasn't me who was using my phone. It must have been Eric. He must have locked and unlocked my phone and he must have been moving around or something. In addition, tolls on defendant's phone show that messages were sent and received during the time. Those messages were deleted. I wonder if they ever recovered those deleted messages by any chance. Following an autopsy pursuant to the toxicology findings from the autopsy, it was determined that Eric died from overdose of fentanyl. The medical examiner indicated the level of fentanyl in Eric's system was approximately 5 times the lethal dosage. I think her defense was going to be that, oh, Eric took fentanyl and like he must have taken fentanyl and then accidentally overdosed. Again, this is 5 times the lethal dose. The medical examiner stated that fentanyl in Eric's system was illicit fentanyl and not medical grade fentanyl. It is also the opinion of the medical examiner after evaluating Eric's gastric fluids contents that the fentanyl in Eric's body was ingested orally. Now, they have some information that they found where they found the person that was dealing the fentanyl. And apparently, this person was dealing fentanyl to Kouri Richins, and they have record of Kouri Richins talking to this person. That's going to be very interesting to see in a trial because, you know, you're going to have someone that's going to testify and being like, oh, hey, you know, she bought fentanyl from me. I'm a dealer. I met up with her, you know, once or twice, and yeah, she bought the fentanyl from me. And so it's going to be, I don't know what her defense is going to be exactly, but I'm assuming it's going to be like, oh, Eric was the one who took fentanyl and he must have actually overdosed. But here's a new angle that she was trying to go for. And we're going to read about it in the letter that she sends her mom. Now, I think in her new angle, again, she's going to say that, oh, Eric was trying to, you know, Eric was known to take drugs to get high and that he would go to Mexico to get fentanyl. However, I didn't know anything about this because he didn't tell me because I wouldn't approve. So he told other people and that's how he got fentanyl and blah, 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 blah. However, again, we have this evidence where she was communicating with this drug dealer to get fentanyl. Now, this, as interesting as the letter is going to be, I think her response to it is even more interesting. It's just baffling. All right, this is the letter right here. It's called Walk the Dog, page 1. Anyone know why she would call it walk the dog? Box water, LOL. Didn't she also have some? Oh, yes, the Google searches. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I did want to mention that. Thank you so much for reminding me. She did have some batshit crazy Google searches, Madison. So some of the searches that she had on her second iPhone. So she had a second iPhone that she had in her dresser drawer, and they were able to find it. So text messages like luxury prison for the rich in America. Women Utah prison. Can cops force you to do a lie detector test? Death certificate says pending. Will life insurance still pay? So apparently there's a lot going on with the story, but just to keep it really short and succinct, she took out a life insurance. She applied for a $100K life term insurance through a credit union. The state accused her of forging her husband's signature on the application. And so it was issued on February 4th, 2022. This is just maybe about a month before his death, okay? Also, before his death, she made herself the beneficiary of her husband's life insurance. And I think the life insurance policy was a joint one with his business partner. And so the insurance company reached out to the company and was like, hey, there's been some changes. And they're like, what changes? And I think they were able to change it back. I don't know. This woman has made a lot of moves for the life insurance policy or making herself beneficiary to certain things and like the will and all that stuff that I think it's the same one, but it might be a different incident. But a lot of stuff like that where it just indicates that she's just trying to get his money, I guess, potentially. I don't know. But yeah, apparently like she tried to change herself as the beneficiary of the life insurance policy, and then they found out and they were able to change it back. And then I think at some point the husband started getting really suspicious, and so he changed his will where the sister was now the executor of the will, not the wife anymore, because there were some things that he probably, I don't know. I think the state said that he thought that she was going to try to do something to him, but I'm trying to remember where I read that. Was it a court doc or something? But let's talk about the walk the dog. Oh, sorry. Did I finish reading the rest of the... Sorry, I'm like all over the place. Sorry, let's go back. So other Google searches that she had. FBI analysis of electronics in an investigation. When does the FBI get involved in a case? How long does life insurance companies take to pay? How to permanently delete information from an iPhone remotely. So again, I'm assuming you're searching that because at this point they had possession of her original iPhone, her first iPhone, and she probably wanted to remotely delete information on that. And then she also writes, what is the lethal dose of fentanyl? Man, I don't have dates for these, but I'm assuming a lot of them were after the death of her husband. Crazy. All right, sorry. So back to this letter now. It amazes me that people can be so stupid to plan out their entire crime on Google. Yes. I think some really good examples of this would be Letitia Stalk. And there was a man that, was it an art dealer? He was like an art dealer who murdered who was accused of murdering his wife. I don't think he's been convicted yet. And he had some crazy searches. Oh, what was the name of that again? I think his wife's name was it Anna? It was essentially super specific Google searches. Was like, I killed my 5'1" wife. How do I get rid of her body or something like that? No, not Shabiz. No, Mark Jennison. No, that doesn't ring the bell. Oh man, that was like a wild, crazy one. We talked about it a couple months back. Man, Google searches after killing wife. Oh, Brian Walsh. And his wife's name was Anna. Oh, bad. Yeah, Anna Walsh. Oh, my goodness. This one was crazy. Is he still pending trial? Okay. These are his search results. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, I'm just going to pivot really quick. How long before a body starts to smell? How to stop a body from decomposing? 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. How long for someone to be missing to inherit? Can you throw away body parts? What does formaldehyde do? How long does DNA last? Can identification be made on partial remains? Dismemberment and best ways to dispose of a body. How to clean blood from wooden floor. Luminol to detect blood. What happens when you put body parts in ammonia? Is it better to put crime scene clothes away or wash them? More searches. Hacksaw best tool to dismember. Can you be charged with murder without a body? Can you identify a body with broken teeth? What happens to hair on a dead body? What is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to the surface in the woods? Can baking soda mask or make a body smell good? Those are some of the search results, okay? Oh my goodness, just so specific. Anyways, and you know what? I feel like a lot of these search results are always like very similar. It's like how to get rid of the body and then when can I get my money? So we're seeing some similarities here. Oh, Jody. Oh, what was Jody's results? I don't remember Jody's. You might have to refresh my memory. How do you defend this? Oh, my client is very interested in true crime. They were just curious. Oh, yeah, and their wife just happens to be missing. Dude, crazy. How about just don't Google search? Yeah, Letitia's stock was really bad, too. All right, so to the letter. Page 1, walk the dog, but take vague notes so you remember. Oh, man, this is going to be hilarious. Sky is saying, by the way, Sky is her lawyer, her attorney. Sky is saying, even if, underline, the gummies have fentanyl in them, the prosecutor will say, I try to put the fentanyl in the gummies so Eric would have them. Stupid, I know, but that's what she's thinking. We will still test them though. However, she wants to link Eric getting drugs and what the hell does that say? Finfans? And Finfrans getting drugs and Fran. Does anyone know what this says? From Mexico. So we need some kind of connection. Her private investigator is doing some research on the ranch/cartel place Eric would stay at. Here's what I'm thinking, but you have to talk to Ronnie. Ronnie is her brother, by the way. This is a letter to her mom. He would probably have to testify to this, but it's super short. Not a lot to it. Can you imagine? Okay, so get my brother to testify to this major thing that's going to be life-changing for me, okay? And it's going to put the victim into shambles, but it's super short. It's not a big deal. It's okay. Now, when you're testifying on it, I guess she's never watched real life court or anything like that, but when you testify, they destroy you in cross-examination. And it's not just something super easy, like you just go into, you know, just write a little testimony thing, or sorry, write a little, what's it called again? Like affidavit thing, right? When you're writing something, you're like, okay, yeah, I agree to everything here, everything above said. No, you're gonna have to testify to this. It's not gonna be super short, and there's a lot to it. Oh, pills from Mexico. Is that what it says? Pills from Mexico. Okay. Thank you. She wants to like Eric getting drugs and pills from Mexico. All right. So here's what I'm thinking, but you have to talk to Ronnie. He would probably have to testify to this, but it's super short, not a lot to it. He will need to tell Sky at the meeting next week. Upon information and belief, just like they say. So again, upon information and belief, I had this Google just in case. In the law of evidence, the phrase information and belief identifies a statement that is made not from firsthand knowledge, but based on secondhand information that the declarant believes is true. The phrase is often used in legal pleadings, declarations under penalty of perjury, and affidavits under oath. It is often used in a similar phrase to the plaintiff is informed and believes, and upon such information believes alleges. This protects the maker of the statement from claims of outright false or perjury. Oh man, she's doing her research. Upon information belief, just like they say. A year prior to Eric's death, Ronnie was over watching football one Sunday, and Eric and Ronnie were chatting about Eric's Mexico trips. Man, I kind of miss the Sarah Boone handwriting. This handwriting's horrible. Okay. Eric and Ronnie were chatting about Eric's Mexico trips. Eric told Ronnie he gets pain pills and fentanyl from Mexico from the workers at the ranch. Not to tell me because I would get mad because I always said he just gets high every night and won't help take care of the kids. So this is again an accused person trying to destroy the credibility and try to make the person that's murdered, allegedly murdered, look bad. So He's the type of husband who just gets high every night, doesn't even help take care of the kids. And they have 3 very young boys. Again, I don't know how she's going to explain away the fact that she was communicating with the drug dealer. But anyways. There are pictures in my phone of Eric passed out on the floor or chair. Oh no. Do we have the Depp v. Heard situation again where we have a wife who's just getting ready to go to court against the husband? So she's taking a bunch of pictures of him to show that, oh my God, look how bad my husband is. He just passed on the floor in the chair. There are pictures on my phone of Eric passed on the floor or in the chair. Ronnie should have texts from Eric talking about getting high as well. Eric told Ronnie he keeps them in an allergy pill bottle in his work truck so I wouldn't find them. Ronnie never told me about the conversation. Eric finally told me and he asked me if Carmen could get some. Oh, okay. So this is how she's going to connect it to why she was talking to the drug dealer about getting fentanyl. Okay. Eric never wanted anyone to get to know he had an issue, especially get caught. He always wanted Kouri to go down for him. Oh my gosh, dude. She's just literally telling this potential witness what to say. The things that people do. When they traveled, Eric would put his drugs in Kouri's bag at their airlines right before they boarded. Oh, poor Kouri. What a victim. That way, if they were caught, Kouri got in trouble, not him. Once they got to whenever they were going, Eric would pull the drugs out of her bag and it would cause a huge fight. She was pissed. He would risk her going to jail for his drug use. He just would laugh about it. Eric couldn't run his image that he had drug issues, so he would do whatever he had to. Kouri has never done any type of pills, didn't like them. Rarely would she consume THC, only if Eric begged her because it was a special occasion. Oh, because I think people were saying that like she also like does some drug use as well. So maybe that's her explanation for this. Oh my God. Amber turned to the stand. Yeah, okay, Amber. Lol. Were Jody and Kouri Richins in the same book club? Oh man. Okay. Asterisk right here. Reword this however he needs to make the point. Just include it all. The connection has to be made with Mexico and drugs. Ronnie will have the messages to prove Eric confided in him about getting high. Again, he might have just been getting like recreationally high, maybe just like taking like, I don't know, like marijuana gummies or something like that. But now she's trying to use that against him and potentially say that like, hey, when he said getting high, it's really getting high with fentanyl. It can be short and to the point, but has to be done. Upon information and belief. LOL. Is this her just laughing at the justice system? I think she really thought that she was going to outsmart everyone. Upon information and belief. LOL. They never found pain pills or fentanyl in my house because he hid it in an allergy bottle in a work truck. Fine. Cody emptied out the work truck within a week, so they were never found. When you talk to Ronnie, again, this is her brother. When you talk to Ronnie about this, meet up with him in person. I worry sometimes your house and phone are bugged. Oh man, but you're the idiot that's writing this letter. Maybe drive down to SC, and meet him after work without Bree. Oh, maybe that's his like wife or something. I don't know. Sky, again, the lawyer, has to make the connection between Eric and Mexico because that makes the most sense in her mind. If it's Ronnie's information and belief, oh my gosh, dude, when the lawyer found out about this, I wonder if she was just like molding. Oh man, she must have lost a lot of hair this week. Okay, Sky has to make the connection between Eric and Mexico. Oh, SL, Salt Lake? Oh, that's right, because Utah. Okay. Maybe SL. All right, thank you. Because it makes the most sense to her mind. If it's Ronnie's information and belief about the conversation over football, she can use that as a connection. Tell Ronnie, don't overanalyze it. It was a quick 2-minute conversation. LOL. Why are these LOL? Oh my God. She over here thinking she's like a fucking villain. She's like, She probably thinks she's Cersei, man. I'm sorry. You're not a Cersei. You're like, Cersei's like a tier S villain. This one is like, I don't know. I give her like a D or something. Tell him I need him to do this. Bring me home and then we will get those damn bitches. So I think when she says get those damn bitches, I don't think she means like us, the judge, the jury, or potential jury. I think it's her feud with her husband's family, his sisters, because they're fighting right now over, I don't know, possibly maybe the kids, fighting over the money, the sale of the house. She wants her half. She was, one of the sisters did say, in a sworn testimony that it was, man, it was the day that the husband passed away. Kouri threw a like house party celebrating buying this new like $3 to $4 million home or something that it was like a $2 million or $3 million home that she was gonna flip or something. She celebrated. She invited the guest over, and I don't think the guest knew that her husband just passed away a couple hours before. But apparently, I think the sister did show up, and was that when the sister claimed that there was a physical altercation between the two of them? I think like she said that like Kouri like hit her or something or pushed her or something like that. I think it was the same day. She hates her sister-in-law. Yeah, and I think at some point she did mention that Kouri was also, maybe in a separate occasion, that Kouri was pissed that the sister was... Oh, man, hold on. I need to look at my notes. But yeah, there was just some bad blood between her and the sisters-in-law. Yeesh. Oh, you're in Las Vegas? Oh, man, how do you deal with the weather there? How could the family not love her? She's so adorable. You know what, Kouri? Leela? Utah? I've never been to Utah before. Also, please text Lotto or call. Tell him do not text me anything about us doing things together ever. Like church, skiing, trips, nothing that puts us together. It doesn't look good. Who's Lotto? I wonder if Lotto is like a known drug person or something like that. I wonder who this Lotto is. We're so close to the end. Let's push through. Have the conversation with Ronnie before he meets with Sky. Then tell him to tell Sky at the meeting about the conversation. Hang in there. We're almost there. Love you to the moon. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man, I do want to know what her family is like. Like, I wonder if they're good people and they just have this manipulative daughter, possibly trying to get them to say certain things, maybe lie about certain things, or if the family is like possibly on board with this as well. Take vague notes of all of this so you remember before you walk the dog. Is that why it's called walk the dog? Ay. Page 4. I wonder if like the walk the dog is like just like a maybe some sort of like phrase. It's I don't know, before maybe some sort of like literary phrase where it's like the mom is going to take reign of the brother and put him in a leash and control him. I saw a commercial yesterday. Utah Mortgage Relief. Google them, please. It's for people behind on their mortgage. Can you see if they can help at all on the Marissa's house, please? We have to get hers, yours, and Chelsea taken care of ASAP. Try to go to that place in commas. What about asking Lotto to do a loan solely in his name and not have you on there? Who is Lotto? I want to know who this Lotto person is. Is it like a lover of hers or something? Because now she's like, okay, well, tell Lotto that he's got nothing to do with me. But then also get Lotto to do me a huge favor. I know he can do a home equity line of credit on his house in Hideout. Not sure if he would, but I know he has like $1 million in equity. Maybe he just doesn't know about a HELOC, home equity line of credit. If he wants to help me, take care of these loans is the most important. I don't give a shit about the yodels. Lotto is the dog. Me too. And what about the name of Lotto in mainstream Utah? Wait, is Lotto? Oh, it's Lotto like a really... Is Lotto like a common name in Utah? Now the person of interest is Lotto. Utah is beautiful. People are kind, if only superficially. When you move to the new house, you have like 5 neighbors bring you casseroles and cookies. The predominant religion is, well, ... Oh yeah, I told you guys, right, that we had some boys come by the other day, and like I was telling you how they were dressed, and I didn't know who they were initially because I wasn't familiar with the prefixes that we're using, and you guys were like, oh, they're probably Mormon and like all this other stuff. Yeah, they've been hanging with my neighbors across the street. They got my neighbors. My neighbors have been sitting around with them in front of the house, and they're just like chatting and stuff. Yodels rhymes with hotels. Yotel. What is a yotel? Yotel. Let's see. All these phrases I don't know. Yotel. Was there some yotel and hotel? Yotelair hotels are located in airport terminals. It's a hotel group based in UK. What is it? There's a yotel in Times Square. A yotel. So it's like a hotel type of thing. All right, we're learning. So she doesn't give a shit about the yotels. Remember, I told you one way to get at Katie is going through my phone and finding a picture of her girls, even with the boys. Katie. Remember I told you one way to get at Katie. I wonder if Katie's one of the sister-in-law. Go through my phone and finding a picture of her girls, even with the boys. Print 15 copies and send them out anonymously to different media companies. Obviously, don't email the pictures so it's not traceable. She would be livid if it got out to the public. You would just have to do it sneakily and be careful. I don't know, man. The way that she's talking to her mom, it sounds like her mom may have already be on board with some of the shady things that they're doing. She would try and trace it back to you. If not, no worries. Picture of her girls, even with the boys. So like blasting pictures of her kids? Is that what she's trying to do here? We at the Yotel Motel Holiday Inn. I don't know what a yokel is. I don't know what that is. It's the name of some hotel business. Gotcha. Okay. All right, page 5. Sky is having my girls do the first interview with Good Morning America. The My Girls? Who's that? I know she doesn't have any daughters. Please tell Chelsea to bring up that he hasn't been to church in like 13 years. She has known him. And Eric would brag to her about how much he drank and did pills in high school. Tell Kelsey to say Eric always wanted Kouri to go down for him. For example, he would put drugs in her suitcase when we would travel together. So if anyone would get caught, it was Kouri. He would put in her bag right before they left the house so Kouri didn't know. Oh my goodness. I wonder if the jury's going to get a hold of this. Then when we would land, whenever, Eric would take them out of her bag and Kouri would be pissed and they would argue about it. Tell Kelsey to say how Eric didn't care and would just laugh about it and say, well, I can't get in trouble. As if it was okay that I got in trouble. Have Selma talk about Eric in Spain not being able to drink, so he was looking for drugs the entire time, and explain the drink the waitress gave him, and how I called his doctor and went to the pharmacy immediately. Have Allie talk about how the sisters would have always been jealous of me because anything they could do, Kouri could do better. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, this Kouri person. She's a real interesting person. Being a mom. Okay. Everything they could do, Kouri could do better. Being a mom, college, stay-at-home wife, until she has built $1 million company. A nice house, car, everything she had, they wanted. I mean, I've heard some comments about this that it was mostly just her husband's money. But anyways, this comes down to the jealousy, the money, and Eric's partying that they don't want to acknowledge. And sadly, an accidental overdose. I forgot whose lawyer it was. Some lawyer was talking about how Kouri Richins was trying to do a company though. But there was like some hard money loans that she took out and she was like in a lot of debt or something. Like, anyways. Lastly, don't forget to work on the gun receipts. We want to file charges and let the prosecutor not do anything about it to use in our defense. We will buy a box of Crest white strips, open them up, put them in an envelope, and have Sky give them to me. Wait, what? Will you buy a box of Crest white strips, open them up, put it in an envelope? Oh, okay. She wants to whiten her teeth. You can tell her what's in the envelope. I'm sure she'll work. I'm sure she'll something care. I'll make sure they can't be found in my cell. My teeth are yellow from so much coffee and tea all day. Wow. This is a lot. This is priorities, man. Priorities. I love you. I love you. I love you. Hang in there. We're getting there. Slowly. You're the best mom in the whole world. I'm so lucky to have you. Oh my God. This is just sickening. What does this mean? What guns I'm dying to know? I know there's so many things that I'm wondering as well. I want to know who Lottie is. I want to talk about the gun receipts and oof. Yeah. I mean, that's like at the bottom tier. So you know who says she's literally asking her mother to tell her lord to bring her contraband. But on top of it, possibly getting her brother to maybe lie about a story, having her essentially tell him what to say. This is definitely would be witness tampering. Anyways, this letter was a lot to digest. Do you guys want to know what her response to this was? God, I hope they get a hold of the jailhouse call. Because I think that would be great. The jailhouse call. So Kouri Richins in response. So on September 15th, the state put in a motion for a gag order. So she wouldn't be able to contact her brother, her mom, because, looks like she's engaging in witness tampering. However, she had a phone call with her mom and this is what she said. Okay. I feel like this tops it even more. This is what she says. This is from Court TV. Thank you, Court TV. She says, new court documents obtained Tuesday state that Richins made a phone call to her mother on Saturday in which she claimed the letters were part of a fictional book she's writing about her stay in a Mexican prison. I tried to get a hold of these documents, but I couldn't find them. Yeah, I wanted to get the state's documents, but I couldn't find them. This is what she said. I think to her mom, in quotation mark. When I first got in here, I was telling you how I was writing a book. Those papers were not a letter to you guys. They're a part of my freaking book. I was writing this fictional mystery book, Richins said in a call, according to a court filing. I go to Mexico and I'm like trying to find these drugs. I'm writing about dad. Like me and dad went to Mexico to find these drugs. You can very much tell that the whole thing is very much a story. Oh yeah, we could totally tell, Kouri. I could have totally tell, not you, witness tampering. Then I get in the Mexico prison. I have like Sky sneak me in somehow white strips because my teeth are getting yellow because all we do is drink coffee in the Mexican prison. Oh my God. She's so bad. This is such a horrible... Who does she think is going to believe this? So she's saying that this letter that she writes, telling her mom to do this, do that, about going to interviews, saying certain things, talking trash about her sisters-in-law. She's saying that this is all part of her fictional mystery book where she's going to Mexico. She's trying to find these drugs. Her dad and her are trying to find drugs. And then she goes to Mexico prison. And then for some reason in her fictional mystery book, she uses the name of her lawyer, Sky. I guess she really likes that name. She tells Sky to sneak her in some white strips because the teeth are getting yellow because they drink coffee in Mexican prison. Oh my goodness. I bet you the sister-in-laws right now are just laughing. I don't know. This is secondhand embarrassment. Holy shit. Her excuse like 1,000 times worse than a letter. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is going on with her brain? Does she actually think anyone would believe that? Yeah. Now, I do want to read her defense response to the motion that the state did. So, again, state put in a motion to put I guess like a no contact order maybe between her and her mom, her brother, because they're saying that there's, you know, she's trying to do some witness tampering. But I do want to read the state's doc though, because man, this might not make it. This might not make it to the jury. Let's see. I think it's this one right here. Now, when I talked about this letter initially, I did say that the letter was, oh, this is what the defense is saying. Defense is saying the letter was found in this yellow envelope, and the yellow envelope was addressed to the lawyer, and it said like, I don't know, like attorney-client privileges or something like that. So I don't know if this is just going to be something where it's like, dude, we have something so good and juicy here, but the state may not be able to use it because maybe originally the way it was obtained, maybe it was unlawful. But yeah, let's just read it. I don't know. I just can't believe it. Oh my God. What a person. What a person. All right, we're going to read this. Again, this is filed by her defense. Introduction and relief requested. On May 31st, 2023, the state filed a motion for a gag order, claiming that it requested relief was necessary to prevent tainting of the jury pool and to protect Ms. Richins' right to a fair trial. In response to the state's motion on June 2nd, 2023, the court entered an order requiring compliance with Rule 3.6 of Utah's Rules of Professional Conduct, the gag order. The gag order prohibits the lawyer in this case from making any extrajudicial statement that the lawyer knows or reasonably should know will be disseminated by the means of public communication and will have a substantial likelihood of materially prejudicing the adjudicative proceeding in this matter. Nevertheless, today, September 15, 2023, the state filed a motion titled Walk the Dog Letter on the public docket in this case. Notably, the Walk the Dog Letter was not filed as an exhibit to a motion or pleading, nor was it filed pursuant to any rule of civil or criminal procedure. Instead, it was just an extrajudicial statement made for the apparent purpose of influencing the court of public opinion. I mean, I think he did a really good job of doing that. This letter is really damning. It looks really bad on her. Such behavior constitutes a blatant violation of the gag order entered on June 2nd, which the state requested. Because there's no doubt the state knew the gag order, because there's no doubt the state, A, knew about the gag order, B, had the ability to comply with the gag order, and C, willfully refused to do so, the court should find defendant in contempt and impose appropriate sanctions. The court should find defendant in contempt and impose, I think it meant to say the court should find the state in contempt and impose appropriate sanctions. All right, so they filed a gag order. The state did. And you know what? That kind of does make sense to me. It's like, okay, the state filed this gag order thing, so maybe potential, jury pools won't be contaminated. But it is interesting that this letter was released, though. Let's see. So these are the arguments that they're going to make, that the state knew there was a gag order. Oh, this part I've already read. The state's filing was improper on several fronts. The filing is an extrajudicial statement made for the apparent purpose of influencing the court of public opinion. Such behavior is blatant violation of the gag order, which the state requests in the first instance. The state's intention was to improperly file the letter to taint the media, the jury pool, the public narrative, and has the added consequence of potentially tainting expected witnesses in this matter. Wait, they're saying that the state may have tainted potential witnesses? I mean, what about Kouri Richins over here? The filing was the logical equivalent of sending directly to the media or posting it online. Within minutes of the filing, media outlets will reach out to the defense for comment. This demonstrates a desired effect the state intended. It was made clear by its conduct that the state is indeed not concerned with the tainting of the jury pool and protecting Ms. Richins' right to a fair trial as outlined in its motion for a gag order. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they filed something, and in it had the letter, and the defense is saying, well, the reason why they really did this is because they want to taint the public opinion. They want the media to get a hold of this. Interesting. I want to see what the state's response to this will be. But I want to scroll down to... Oh, notably earlier this afternoon, the state also filed a motion for a no contact order. One of its assertions is to protect the integrity of the proceedings. It is imperative that the defendant not have contact with Lisa Darden, that's the mom, or Ronald Darden. More importantly, to protect the integrity of the proceeding, the state must discontinue its improper behavior in disregard for the applicable governing law and orders in this matter. In addition to the issues surrounding the retrieval of the document in the first instance, the state's improper filings for September 15, the state's motion for a no contact order, wholly misconstrues the contents of the letter and alleges witness tampering within a legitimate or good faith basis. Further, there's no evidence that Miss Richins has ever done anything with the letter in question. Oh no, are they saying that like it was in her possession, but like it wasn't sent to the recipient yet, so therefore like she hasn't done any harm? And maybe she didn't even intend to? Miss Richins' mother never received the letter yet. Likewise, as related to any other letters that the state refers to, there is nothing improper or illegal about writing something down and sharing it. The state presents no evidence at all that Miss Richins has destroyed or flushed letters or used its basis or lack of to attempt to reach beyond the bounds of the laws. Oh my goodness. How are they defending this? There's no evidence that Miss Richins witness tampered or that any information was conveyed to Lisa or Ronald. Miss Richins retains and reserves her right to file any necessary motions or responsive pleadings, such as motions suppressed and otherwise, as related to the state's recent findings. Oh, man. As an important and related aside, since the outset of this case, the state has engaged in improper conduct related to the dissemination and production of private records information. For instance, on May 28th, the state filed and disseminated sensitive information that should have been classified as private. Okay, so we're going back to some other stuff that happened. I think they had her social security number, social security number and joint bank account. But I feel like they already addressed this, so I don't know why we're bringing this up again. Just to show how bad the state is. Conclusion: with the foregoing reason, the state should issue any appropriate contempt sanctions, including but not limited to striking the walk the dog letter from the docket. No, don't do that. Or in the alternative, designating it as a private record and reasonable attorney's fees incurring, bringing in this motion. But you know, they might have a case though, because this is where the letter was found. This is citing the gag order from May/June. Yeah, I don't know. Can't wait to hear the judge's ruling. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the exhibit. Oh, this is the exhibit right here. Let me see if I can zoom out. Zoom out. So, what do you guys think? This is where the letter was found in. It's addressed to the lawyer, and it says attorney privilege. Now, I get it that the prison probably was like, whoa, where did she get this? Why is this here? And maybe they thought there was contraband inside, and that's probably why they initially opened it. But yeah, I don't know. Be really interesting. Hi, Jeannie. Hello, hello. I think that's about. Zoom back in. Sorry, it's like a whole mess. I think that's about it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to go anywhere. Because again, like it does say attorney privilege, but maybe the prison had a right to search it because it could have just been contraband. I don't know. But it's weird because the file... Oh, sorry, you just deleted it. They're not allowed to listen to any calls you have your lawyer, read any mail that comes from you and goes to your lawyer, but they can read all your other mail. Yeah, because I would assume, like, you know, attorney-client privilege, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what the judge is going to say about this one or the state's response. I did hear about that. Filing said it was hidden in a book. I did hear about that. And that's why they're like, yeah, they decided to like, what's it called? Open it or something. So they don't consider that to be legal from a lawyer because it doesn't have the attorney's stamp or address on it. Oh, it has her handwriting. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So it's not considered legal work. Interesting. I don't know. But I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how things work in a prison. But we'll see what it says. But I think this letter makes it look so bad. And the fact that she tries to cover it up in this phone call by saying that they're a part of my freaking book. It's not a letter to you guys. I'm writing this fictional mystery book. I go to Mexico with my dad, and then like I'm in this Mexico prison, and then I ask my lawyer, who has the same name as my lawyer in real life, to get me white strips. And I don't know. It's just wild. The extent that people will go to lie and cover up, because that letter was not vague whatsoever. It was pretty straight to the point.